Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Today's video is sponsored by Safdari. Safdari is an emerging home textile brand. Safdari has a mattress protector, waterproof, 18-inch, deep pocket mattress cover fitted sheet style with elastic rubber band, washable, and easy care. Get rid of your troubles. Safdari waterproof mattress protector is suitable for many kinds of scenarios, such as baby bedwetting, puppy accidents, elderly people with limited mobility, middle-aged people with insomnia and night sweats. The mattress cover will protect your mattress from damage. To purchase the Safdari mattress protector, just click the link in the description box. Now let's get on with our show. Alright y'all, there is some stuff I want to talk to y'all about, honey. Okay, this lady made a post, okay? And it's like, once again, why do y'all keep coming for Melody? What did she do? Okay? What did she do? There was a few things, if I'm being honest, I disagree with, but I will talk to you guys about that in my review as far as the full episode that just came out on Saturday, because I saw, some stuff, honey, that Miss Robinson got to weigh in on. Okay, listen, but let me read y'all what this lady said, okay? So this lady says, okay, for real, I need help. A woman stays with her husband after years of disrespect and infidelity, and the narrative becomes she fought for her marriage, she gave him the benefit of the doubt, she did it for the kids, she wanted her marriage to work, she loved him. You have another woman that has had several years of sarcasm, smart at the mouth, speaking his mind and his truth, not so considerate at times, saying what he feels when he feels it, a straight no chaser, no filter kind of guy, no receipts of cheating. The narrative is she should leave him, she should divorce him. She is being disrespected. She is stupid to stay with him. He's trifling. He treats her bad. Okay, and what I'm guessing is they talking about Marcel. Okay, and I told y'all, because no receipts of so-called cheating has actually really came out, with Marcel being involved with another woman, people instantly feel like the Scotts have this perfect marriage. Okay? They have a perfect marriage. There haven't been any receipts out there on Marcel cheating. Okay, he didn't do anything to Tisha. So what? He couldn't get up during his wedding anniversary to say a few kind words to her. And so what? He didn't take her the first time with him to Africa. So what? So what that he accused her cousin of being an addict, making that into her identity, right? And so what? He's told her, you don't have the right to have an opinion about this when situations involve her mother and another co-star. So what? He's a good man, Savannah, because we have not caught this man cheating. No side chick has really came out and confirmed that she has been with Marcel, right? Okay, so the person goes on to say, help me understand why Tisha can't fight for her marriage, stay with her husband, stay for the kids, make it work, deal with sarcasm. Disclaimer, physical, spiritual, mental, or financial abuse should never be accepted. What do you think that is when he's sitting up there telling her you don't have the right to have an opinion about certain stuff? Y'all be thinking that a man that is controlling like that, he just being a man. That's just what being a man is. I had a man actually tell me that. And I actually had to end up checking his ass. Yeah, a man go be a man. No. What you all are doing is promoting narcissism, and that's why there are so many narcissists out here. You have men that have wives, that have girlfriends, that have jobs, and they will go to work and talk to women, especially if it's a pretty attractive woman. They will talk to that woman as if she belongs to them because this woman is simply in proximity. Ask me how I know. It's literally the story of my life. People get in proximity to me and they think they're going to be running me and controlling me. Okay, absolutely not. Okay, not on the Queen's watch. But yeah, he is abusive towards her. Okay, and he's only having her be in charge of the businesses, because remember, he kicked her out her office and gave it to another employee at Scott. Is the man even still there? But yeah, his woman always, for the most part, gets the crumbs in her marriage. So, are you following me? Is it making sense? So that is why people feel like Tisha's marriage is not that good. Even Kimmi, she over there, bending over, leaning over, rolling over, and taking it? What type of shiggity is that? You know? She had a support dog with her. If Maurice was supporting her, she wouldn't need a support dog. Okay? So the men on this show, it's like there are women that view the show and they pretty much play into the narcissism. And that is why there is so much narcissism, ladies, in the world. You have women helping these men. I could tell by some of the comments, some of y'all be leaving me. Or some of y'all may leave on another content creator's video. Okay? So, yeah, like, come on now. So, just because Marceau or Maurice, they didn't have an Ariana Curry coming out, that don't mean that these are good, faithful husbands that are respectful of their wives. I don't think that they are. So, one person says to this, she means Trish. Another person says, no, she meant Tisha. People have been accusing Marceau since this show started and no receipts. Didn't he get caught liking a booty pic, and then him and Tisha both got down to the internet and lied and took everybody on a damn scavenger hunt to get the truth? Okay, and my girl Kiki, rest in peace. Kiki is the one that broke that news story. That's why Tisha didn't want Kiki on the show, because Kiki was keeping it 100 about Tisha's life. Because Tisha is a person that does not live in reality. She likes to get all these degrees and think that defines her. It doesn't. You still be copying and pasting folks' ideas, degree or not. Okay? All you have ever did, Tisha, is copy off a male. Now you copying off of Stormy. They was trying to give you, feedback on the Black Expo. You wasn't strong enough or confident enough within yourself to take that feedback. You got an attitude. You got defensive, especially when it came to Mel. Okay? So, but Tisha, she don't want you calling her out for what you see, because everything is an attack. And whenever you have any type of judgments or opinions or criticisms about somebody, and, they get all defensive and they want to say, oh, they're attacking me, and oh, they're really trying to take me through it. Girl, Melody done been through a lot on this show, and she don't be crying. But see, that's how Tisha is. Okay, it's okay for people to come at Mel all crazy. It was okay for Martell to embarrass her and harass her on the show. And then when Melody sung that Telltale Sign song, Who was defending Martell? That's male bashing. Did she or did she not experience everything in the damn song? Okay, so, child, shut up. Another person says, Marceau has never got as slick at the mouth that Martell has with Mel. Yes, he has. He is probably worse. What Martell got over Maurice and Marceau, okay, yeah, the side chick thing, that was true. And to me, that's about it. That is about it. Maurice ain't no damn good, in my opinion. He's not husband material. Marceau, not husband material. He's not a good husband. Like I keep telling y'all play into the narcissism. Y'all think this shit is okay. You think it's cute. Y'all feel like because somebody hasn't openly cheated, and I was just watching Love and Marriage Huntsville this past weekend, and Tisha got mad at Marceau about the car he got in a wreck in. He was on his way to the campsite to go camping with Maurice, Martell, and Sadaric, ended up getting into a wreck. Why did Tisha become so upset about the car he was in? Because she was thinking he was with another woman. So if you're not pressed about your man cheating, why is there several scenes on the damn show with you crying or you talking to your mother and your mother alleging that he cheating? It's not just Mel that has said stuff about Marceau allegedly cheating on Tisha. Your own mother, Tisha, has said things accusing Marceau of being at a motel. It wasn't even a hotel, honey. He was up at the motel with Miss Wanda say, yeah, that's your big ass back. She said, that look like your big ass back. So let's get it on Tisha's family. Okay? And how they was coming when they went to Bessemer to try Miss Wanda's food. Ugh. Child, couldn't pay me to try that food. Okay? But, yeah, they was all coming at Marceau. Why do y'all think most of Tisha's family was coming at Marceau? Because they don't like how he treats her. They don't like the self-doubt he instills in her. There was another season, and I was just watching somebody's review, and even that person noticed that Marceau had invited Melody to Black on the same day as his date was supposed to be with Tisha. They were supposed to have a date. Okay, why would he invite Mel up there? Then he accused Tisha of being jealous, like gaslighting. Like niggas will literally set up a whole scene to make you jealous and then call you crazy. Call you jealous. And we know that Tisha is, jealous and insecure, when it comes to Mel. But why would your husband play into that? Okay, so he is not a good man, Savannah. He is not. And to be honest, not only was number one unfaithful, he had similar characteristics of husband number two. If you watch the wedding episodes for Maurice and Kimmi, pay attention to how Martell would talk to Melody. She put up with a lot more than Tisha. How do y'all know that? Okay? Like I said, and I told y'all, Black people in general, they are so caught up with cheating. They think that that's the worst in a marriage or a relationship. Okay? They really do. Anything else is acceptable. The man could be verbally abusive, not allow you to have any opinions. You got to ask him to be able to go back to school, get a degree, get a job. Ain't that right, Tisha? Because you've had to do all of that. We didn't see Martell over there trying to stop Melody. Okay, she was becoming more and more each year. She was expanding her career. The season 1, started out with her explaining that to Tisha and Kimmi, who called her bougie because she wanted to go and socialize at galas and bring them along and, try to introduce them to people. That way they can better themselves in the community, right? You need to be able to know people. You need to be able to socialize, and people need to know who you are, what you specialize in. All of them do real estate. Okay, that's basically what the comeback group is about. She was always trying to help them. Okay, but that got perceived as being negative, right? They can say whatever it is they want about Marceau. One thing is for sure, he didn't leave any evidence. And didn't that lady, what's her name? What is her damn name? OSNC, Original Straight No Chaser. Didn't she have a video or something where she alluded to Marceau cheating on Tisha? It was some kind of woman that came out, something. So, child, and it don't matter if any woman was to come out. Tisha ain't going nowhere. She's not strong enough. So, honey, I'm not going to allow that heifer to play on my intelligence. Y'all can keep letting her play with y'all. Okay? So another person says, it punches me in the gut when people say that Tisha is naive or a fool for staying with Marceau. Any woman who has been married for over 7 years has been confronted with some shit that should have made them leave, but they stayed on to work it out because there are ups and downs, mostly cheating going on, not talking about domestic abuse, leave quickly. See, everybody, do you see what I'm saying? Okay? Everybody is focused on if a man is cheating. And if he's not, or no witnesses come out, okay? If no evidence comes out, he is a good man, Savannah, and the woman is so lucky to have him. Okay? So, child, get out of here. What do y'all think about that? Oh, and really quickly, I want to read about the Braxtons, honey. I want to talk about the Braxtons. There seems to be an article that has been out here from the Collider. Shout out to them. They get to talking about, give me 1 second, try to click out of this. What is y'all doing, honey? Okay. They're saying there's this feud between Tamar and Tawanda. Okay, so it says, the long-standing feuds with the Braxton family are far from over. The drama between Tamar and Tawanda Braxton was on full display during the Braxton Season 1, Episode 2. The family was attending a group therapy session when everyone's feelings came pouring out and things got ugly as Tamar and Tawanda Braxton tried to talk through their issues on the reality series. Tamar is a Pisces, Tawanda is a Virgo. So those two signs are opposite. Mine, I'm a Cancer, so my opposite would be Capricorn. So that's probably why they are butting heads, because they are, opposites. Okay, so it says, as Tamar and Tawanda Braxton tried to talk through their issues on the reality series, the conversation only made things worse. Tamar and Tawanda Braxton's issues with each other are extremely deep-seated. During the Braxton Season 1, Episode 2, the sisters met with a grief counselor. And this is not season, I don't know why they got that season. This is not Season 1. This is, this is for this season, so that we are clear. Not their very first season. No. So the sisters met with a grief counselor named Spirit who tried to get them to open up to each other. Things were going pretty well until Tawanda Braxton started talking about how bad it feels to not have access to her sister Tamar Braxton. And I'm looking like, Tawanda, why do you want to have access to her drama-filled ass? Okay, so the former admitted that she felt numb when it came to her relationship with her sister. However, things started heating up with Tamar interrupting to imply that Tawanda Braxton does not care about her. Outside of yesterday and today, when was the last time that you talked to me? Claimed Tamar Braxton. Things escalated when Tamar Braxton shared that her sister makes an effort to stay in touch with the rest of the family, but not her. This led to Tamar sharing that her sister did not even bother to reach out to her on her birthday. Tamar then expressed that she is focused on her household right now, but when asked if her other two sisters, Toni and Trina, were part of this household, Tawanda confessed that she talks to them daily because they call her. Her third sister, on the other hand, doesn't call her very often. Every time you call, I answer. Every time you text, I answer. That's a fact, asserted Tawanda when Tamar claimed that she never received her calls. So obviously, all of this led to a lot of speculation from the fans of the reality family. People took to social media to debate which sister was right in this situation. Naturally, some fans were Team Tamar, while others believed that Tawanda was right to keep her distance from her youngest sister. On the other hand, a lot of fans believed that Tawanda was the actual villain of the show. According to user at Feminist Whips, Tamar's feelings are valid. Her behavior is not. A lot of fans of the show agree with this sentiment, considering that at this point, Tamar Braxton has fought with all members of her family. And didn't Tracy whoop her ass? I know Tracy didn't. Tracy was an Aries, I believe. Y'all know them Aries like to fight, honey. They get their point across. I like Tracy, though. To me, she was like one of the most down to earth of the family. No nonsense. I think it was beautiful, like watching her come into her own, because at one point, Tracy was like isolated, like from the family, because she ended up getting pregnant around the time I think they had got their record deal, and she was kind of left out of it, left on her own. I think she began working in the beauty industry. I remember when the show first started, Toni, y'all know is my favorite, is the star of the show. And it was Tamar that was married to Vince. He had all the money and all the connections. And Tamar thought because she was married to Vince that, she was kind of better than her sisters. Toni has always had like a lot of financial issues, filing for bankruptcy. Tawanda, girl, I don't know why your baby daddy, honey, up in my inbox, up on the Instagram. I said, Andre, is that you? Nigga, ain't nobody trying to buy that book. And I'm for real. That look like that's him in my DMs on Instagram. Tawanda, you tell that fool to get up out of Miss Robinson's DMs. Because I'm like, what the hell? This fool won't. That's Tawanda ex-husband, honey. Remember he was trying to write some damn book and he wasn't helping with the bills. Tawanda had to do every damn thing. Honey, I know she glad she got rid of him. But yeah, I said, look at that fool. Get up out of here, Andre. Okay? I'm team, I'm with Tawanda, honey. Okay, and Tawanda, she used to be, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, she used to be Toni's assistant, so that was kind of her thing. Trina has always been, an entrepreneur. She was in a band. Gabe didn't like that. Y'all remember when she was with Crazy Gabe, but he ended up, passing on. He is not the father of her two kids. I don't think they ever had a baby of their own. Trina graduated. She's recently remarried. I saw the episode, you guys, and I felt so bad for Trina. She said she's been eating and drinking a lot since Tracy's death. She doesn't sleep. She's up all, up at all hours of the night. I think Evelyn, their mother, she co-signed that. I think Tawanda co-signed that. I think Tawanda and Trina are like close. And it seemed like Tony and Tamar are like, maybe closer. But now Tamar has kind of came into her own. She's still not on Toni Braxton level at all. She's not the performer. She has a beautiful voice, but her stage presence is not as good as Toni's. It's not natural. But Tamar can sing, very talented, but she's very immature, right? And she write a lot of checks that her ass can't cash. But yeah, whose team is y'all on? I want to see what some people think about this. Okay, so before I see what the people think, I'm going to say this last part. So according to X, formerly Twitter, user at Irving B Music says, a lot of people say she was jealous of Tamar's success. They're talking about Tawanda. But I think the reason why she wasn't 100% supportive of Tamar in the traditional sense is because she resented the fact that Tamar's popularity skyrocketed those earlier seasons at the expense of all her sisters. The user also shared a clip from Braxton Family Values, which showed how Tamar and her sisters' estrangement worsened as her solo career was on the rise. Yeah, because you're basically giving somebody that is immature, insecure, popularity. They're not going to know how to handle that. They're not going to know how to navigate that. Some of that was the reason for the demise of her marriage with Vince. And I don't believe Vince is innocent. I do believe some of what Mama Braxton was saying, because I don't think a mother would lie about, what her child has been through with her husband. She said she was staying with them and she heard things and, saw some things that wasn't right. We'll just leave that right there. But I believe, Tamar got to the point where, she had money and stuff. She probably didn't feel like she needed Vince. You really don't need to be with a man that's, allegedly abusing you. So, you really got to get up out of there. But I do think the fame thing, went to her head and cost her certain relationships. And she probably began to change. So, there's no arguing that Tamar was the breakout star of the Braxton Family Values. She went from being known as Tony's little sister to a star in her own right. However, it was evident that she chose to believe she was better than the rest of the family, thanks to the success she experienced on the show. Didn't she leave the show? During Braxton Family Values Season 4, Episode 9, Tamar got into an argument with Tony and refused to give her any credit for her success, considering that Toni Braxton's successful musical career paved the way for the rest of the sisters. Exactly. Tamar's arrogance during the argument was too much to handle for the fans. I think that my girl told her, I'm a heavyweight. Shit, you fucking with a heavyweight. Okay, I'm the reason why you got this damn show, and Tony is right. And Toni, in my opinion, is the most talented. She is. Hell, wasn't it Babyface and L.A. Reid? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they pick her out of all the damn sisters? Because they was originally a group. And then her mother is the one that began putting all those doubts up in Tony's head, well, don't forget your sisters, even though you done made it and everything. And y'all heard what Tony said on the show. I go back to before I was famous, just so I can have peace, just so I can have happiness. I always felt so responsible for my sisters. She even asked God, why did you take Tracy? I'm the one with lupus. You know, I'm the oldest. I thought that I would die first. I just felt so bad for my girls saying that, you got, that just made me feel so bad. I feel, my heart goes out to all of them, right? Because grief is a lot. Tracy was a sibling, a peer. You know, this isn't like, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be insensitive to people that have lost grandparents or anything like that, or a parent. But I think grief is hard, like when it's a peer, when it's somebody that had their whole life ahead of them. What was Tracy in her, late 40s, early 50s? You know, she, you know, was still youthful in a lot of ways. And, I think that really bothers people. That's kind of hard, you know, for people to really deal with. Like somebody dying in like their late 40s, early 50s versus somebody that's older, you know, that has lived life and experienced and accomplished everything that they ever wanted to in this life, you know. Oh, what about the one part of the episode where is something going on with Tracy's son? It looked like the cops was there to arrest him or something. The family was so confused. I didn't know that his wife had left him. You know, she ended up leaving him. Then they have, a couple of kids together? That is crazy. That's a lot for a person. I felt so bad for Tracy's son. A lot of people are saying, I felt so bad for Trina. She was the only sister who didn't treat Tracy bad on the show. Another person says, evidently the nephew only feels close to Tawanda and Trina. Another person says they are forcing relationships. I feel bad for Kevin. His situation is indeed a lonely one. And he was like the only child, you know. Little Kevin. I heard Big Kevin, he didn't came and spoke out. Another person says Tamar maybe feels left out because when Tracy passed, she had little Kevin blocked on social media. I don't think they have the best relationship, and he is clearly closer to his other aunts. And sometimes that happens in life. I had a certain auntie, like most of my mom's sisters that are in Alabama, I like them more than the ones, you know, where I'm from, you know. It's just that Southern hospitality. Like my mother even had a favorite sister that was in Alabama, and the way that lady treated my mother, she was my mom's oldest sister. Honey, my auntie was so country. She woke up just like my grandmother with a beer, honey. Yes, a beer. Brandy, I need a cold beer this morning. I'm like, auntie, you don't want no breakfast? Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of breakfast. I need a beer. So, okay, then. Look, you don't argue with your aunties, honey, okay? My aunties got some big-ass hands, and I don't want no problems, okay? I know when to shut the fuck up. For real, though. I don't play with my mama's sister. I had another auntie. Shout out to my auntie, Deborah. You know, I always loved my auntie. Always, ever since I was a little girl, you know. So you just have certain aunties you feel comfortable going to their house. She used to cook for me and my brother. She always like had friends in the neighborhood. She kind of remind me a little bit of Toya off of Married to Medicine, because she was an Aries too, and just always cool with everybody, making everybody feel comfortable. She bought my daughter Christmas gifts, you know, like some of the other aunties, you know, they didn't do that for my daughter, but my one auntie did. And, you know, she would give me gifts for my birthday, just very loving, just a good person, right? And you never forget that. You know, I'm, you know, in my late 30s, and I still remember how my auntie treated me. You know, I still remember how good she treated me, how good her food was, how she poured into me, and, you know, told me how beautiful I was and I could do whatever I wanted in this world. So you just never forget that. Another person says, I still can't believe Tracy is gone. The sad part that's killing me is that she always felt alone and left out since that day when she got pregnant and the sisters went ahead and signed their singing contract and left her behind. Yeah. She brought it up a lot. Y'all remember at one point, only Tracy was filming Braxton Family Values and Phaedra came on here and, and it was like, Phaedra? I think the ladies, they kind of boycotted that season because they wasn't being paid fairly. And I think it's messed up. I think that they deserve more money. The Braxtons are very talented, but unfortunately, that's how it is in this business when you are, a certain ethnicity. You don't make as much money as your counterparts, right? Your white counterparts a lot of times. And now she's gone too soon. It seems like life wasn't fair to Tracy at all. Even during the show, they really treated her like an afterthought. I don't think they're that close to the son either. He wouldn't hide his issues from them. Yeah. And it was Tawanda that got up. And Miss Evelyn, I paid attention to that. She told Tawanda, you go and see what's up with him. Because they had him on Zoom during the therapy. Another person says, these episodes are sad, but I do think it's therapy for the family. Grief comes in different stages and we handle it in different ways. I applaud them for sharing their journey and hoping they continue therapy together and individually, even after the show. My heart truly breaks for them. Another person says, I think Tawanda was the forgotten daughter who had to raise herself. I kind of got that too. I think that, Tamar being the youngest, they all spoil her. They all admitted to that, even Mama E. Tony is the oldest. You kind of never forget the oldest and the youngest in a family. But it's like the middle kids, that kind of get left behind. You kind of hear that sometimes. Are any of you guys middle kids or are you firstborn? If you could put that in the comment section, I'd appreciate it. I know I'm the youngest on both sides, so, I'm the baby, and I was my mom's only girl, so, a lot of times, nobody forgets, the baby, even though I never felt like I fit in with my family, like my one brother, Johnny, he calls me Matilda. And I said, I will take it, honey. I love Matilda. Matilda had superpowers, okay? I love Matilda, though. Remember that thing with the father? I'm big, you're small. I'm smart, you're dumb. And that's just how it is. Another person says, I think Tamar and Tracy's issue was that they are a lot alike. Warm, funny, energetic, and a little ignorant and extra. So they clash because for real, their scenes together when they're good were the best. I think Tamar and Tawanda's issue is that they are too different to the point where they don't get along. Both women are acquired tastes. I also think Tawanda is sneaky and funny acting. I think Tawanda is a little jealous of Tamar. What do y'all think of that? I've always kind of heard that about Tawanda. I remember Tawanda on Iyanla's show, Starting Over. Y'all remember that Iyanla show that was out before all these other ones? Starting Over, that was a good show. I think Tawanda was on there. Another person says relationships should never be forced. I have estranged relationships with my one sibling. that we share the same mom and bio father, and the other 4 from my bio dad's other relationships. I'm completely fine not having a relationship with them because I can't trust none of them with my pet rock. Not a pet rock. But what I've also learned is how people take phrases out of context and tries to use them against you. For example, I see the Braxtons are that blood is thicker than water family, which is fine, but that's not the entire saying. That saying goes, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which means it's not about blood, but about the relationships you form in your life with others. If Tawanda is not feeling Tamar, she is completely valid in her reasoning. People just need to learn to stop trying to force relationships that are technically toxic to others. We also saw it on Love and Marriage Huntsville, where, with Kiki and Tisha, and a lot of people will say, well, shame on Melody for bringing Tisha's cousin Kiki on the show and turning them against each other. They was already against each other. They already didn't like each other. I think that Kiki felt like Tisha was in a competition with her, and Tisha wanted it to be known that she was better than Kiki. And she had way more than Kiki, more material wealth and popularity. And Kiki just wants her life. And Kiki is like, I don't want your life. I don't want the husband that you got, the way he be treating you. And you over there bowing down and acquiescing to everything he's saying. That's one reason why I don't have a lot of relationships with my family, because what they try to do is, a lot of times they don't want to see you for who you really are. They are offended by your growth. They are offended by your individuality. It became really clear to me when I had, a party for my daughter's birthday. Yes, I'm bringing the damn story up for the millionth time. I know y'all like, this bitch always bringing up the same damn story. But yeah, just so offended. And I told y'all, people feel entitled to you due to proximity. So that's why we have so many issues with coworkers, with neighbors, with family members, because they feel like, yeah, but, I didn't get an invite. Yeah, but who does this bitch think that she is? She thinks she's so much better. That's literally what my family said. You think you're so much better than everybody, not understanding that I am a woman with values, and my values have nothing to do with you. I'm also an individual with a set of priorities. So if I have a party, I want to have a small party. That way I can really have a party focus on my daughter, not focusing on feeding and liquoring up adults, because that's what people in the family do. They'll have a party for a child, but you won't even know if it's really the child's birthday because everybody drunk at the party. Everybody making a damn party about them. So, and I didn't want that, but I was a bad person, and then other people had comments about that, like, oh, well, they're just kids, and that's so wrong to do children like that. Child, listen, this is about my damn daughter. I don't owe them or their kids a damn thing. I owe you who I really am. I owe you my individuality, and guess what? In life, you have to have boundaries. I don't give a damn how close somebody is to you. I don't care if they are a coworker, neighbor, or sister, brother, mother. You have to have boundaries, okay? Because a lot of these people are toxic. A lot of these people are troublemakers. They're always trying to start stuff because they're miserable and unhappy in their lives. If somebody is miserable and unhappy in their life, they're going to try to make your life a living hell. Okay? So, and a lot of these family members and coworkers and neighbors and whoever else, they try to bully you into submission. And if you don't do what they want you to do, talk the way they think you should talk, they try to, make you into a bad person. They try to get you in trouble and do things the way that they do things. No, that's narcissistic. Narcissists feel like everything should go their way. Everybody should drop everything and do it the way that they would do it and hang out with the people they want to hang with. No, you have to respect boundaries. Another person says, I felt so bad for Trina because it's always clear that she's closest to Tracy and Tawanda. Now one of them is gone. I hope she gets the individual therapy she needs. Tawanda and Tamar just do not get along, and they shouldn't be trying to force a relationship where one probably shouldn't exist because they have such differing personalities. As far as secrets, Lil Kevin is grown. If Tamar and Tony regularly communicated with him or had the type of relationship where he felt comfortable confiding in them, they'd know what was going on. It's not Trina or Tawanda's place to play family telephone. What do y'all think about that? So another person says, honestly, the common denominator here is Tamar, and the problem with the mother is the fact that she forced all the sisters to stay together. Yes, that mother was very toxic. Even the shit she was telling Tony once Tony made it and got a record deal. Don't forget your sisters and make sure you incorporate them in every little thing you do. And like, no person should have to deal with that type of guilt, you know? But just because you did that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get along. And the issue is that they are forcing a relationship when they do not like each other. It's never going to be good. I wouldn't trust Tamar either. She's too hot and cold. Yeah, and she over there with JR. And they got some type of trauma bond where they always breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. And child, it's just a fool of a mess and a mess of a fool. Another person says Tawanda has been mean and underhanded, especially ever since Tamar stopped sponsoring her life and exposed the fact that she was financially supporting her. She's been on a mission to humble Tamar, because Tamar's money sure wasn't toxic for decades. Tamar needs to go ahead and leave it alone. She should have not even brought it up and left Tawanda where she's at. What do y'all think of that? I didn't know that Tamar was giving Tawanda money like that. I know Tony was giving the ass money. Another person says it's so sad, but Tamar has to admit when she was married to Vince and things were great for her, she downed and clowned them a lot. And now that life has put her in humbling situations, she thinks that they should acknowledge her feelings after seasons of her not acknowledging their feelings. That part right there, because I'll never forget that scene. This a different type of dude. Shit, he ended up being worse than all of them. He was laying hands, and I ain't talking about taking your ass to church. Okay, I ain't talking about the church laying hands. That's what your mother said. Okay? And I told y'all, part of her still being cool with Vince is money and opportunities and, you know, because a lot of women would be done with their child's father if he, you know, he ain't bringing no money to the table. He ain't really trying to help them. So, I don't know. And maybe he has worked on, you know, his alleged abusive ways. I don't know. You know? All right, you guys. That's all I have to say about that. And I will check you guys out in the next video.